The gorilla raises her hand and signs, "Good day." Behind the glass, a little girl mirrors the movement with careful fingers. Nia tilts her head, blinks slowly, and signs again. More fun? Laughter ripples from the observation deck. Nia, now 43 years old, moves with deliberate grace. The child signs back. Yes? More. Mara watches from a stool nearby, tablet in hand, but eyes on Nia. Every day begins like this. ASL games between a gorilla and a girl. She's seen it 1,000 times, yet something about the quiet joy still gets her. She's always happiest with Sierra, she murmurs to herself. On cue, Nia signs Sierra good and presses her hand to the glass. Mara blinks. "She heard me," she whispers. A beat. Then a soft chuckle. "Of course you did." The lab, known as Project Echo, is tucked into the Redwood Hills of Northern California. Once a hub for groundbreaking research, it's quieter now, underfunded, understaffed. But it still holds the world's only gorilla fluent in conversational ASL. In the corner, a red light blinks. Incoming message. Mara swipes her screen and freezes. Her smile vanishes. The subject line reads, "Echo termination, final notice." The board has voted. Project Echo will be dissolved within 30 days. Nia will be transferred to a partner zoo in Arizona. Mara's pulse pounds. She reads it again, slower this time, as if a second pass might change the words. Sierra's laughter echoes in the background. Nia is now tapping on the glass, trying to get her attention. Her massive knuckles curl gently. More game? Mara forces a smile and signs back. 1 minute. But Nia doesn't move. She just stares, then signs slowly. Something wrong? Mara's throat tightens. She felt that, she murmurs. Later that afternoon, Nia lounges in her favorite sunlit spot, blanket tucked beneath her. She's quieter than usual, but her eyes track every movement around her. Sierra draws pictures beside the glass, one of a gorilla, a girl, and a heart between them. Nia watches, then she signs, "Love." Sierra beams. Behind them, Mara dials a number she hasn't called in years. When the voice answers, it's gravelly, familiar. "Elise, it's Mara. I need your help. It's Nia." A pause. "Is she all right?" Mara exhales. "Not yet, but she will be if we act fast." That night, security footage shows Nia still awake. She's sitting upright facing the hallway where Mara disappeared. Slowly, methodically, she lifts her hands and signs, "Why stop?" No more talk. A final sign. "Gone?" Then she lays down, clutching her blanket like a child, and turns her back to the glass. Outside, the facility lights flicker off. A storm rolls over the distant hills. Inside the lab, a legend prepares to go silent. Rain taps softly on the skylight as the door creaks open. Nia lifts her head and freezes. Across the lab's threshold stands a woman with silver-streaked hair and shaking hands. "Elise." She doesn't speak. She signs, "Hello, old friend." Nia blinks. Then, slowly, she signs back. Long time. The air in the lab thickens. Mara watches from behind the glass, barely breathing. Sierra leans against her mother's side. "She remembers," the girl whispers. Of course she does. Elise steps closer, still outside the enclosure. "She looks older," she murmurs. "So do you," Mara replies gently. Elise laughs, but her voice cracks halfway through. "I taught her to say goodbye. I never thought she'd have to use it." They observe in silence. Nia sits perfectly still. Then she raises her hands and signs, "You sad?" Elise's face crumples. Over the next few days, Nia's behavior begins to change. She still eats, still plays with Sierra, but she avoids the morning games. When offered the usual word cards, banana, friend, happy, she pushes them away. Instead, she begins signing abstract combinations. Stop home. Why move? Alone soon? Mara and Elise review footage late at night. She's putting together ideas no one taught her, Mara says. It's not mimicry. She's inventing sentences. She's mourning, Elise replies. Pre-grief. She knows something is ending. In one session, Nia turns her back on Elise, then suddenly signs behind her, Bad dream. No talk. Quiet forever? Elise's hands tremble as she responds, No, not forever. But Nia just stares, then curls up under her blanket. Outside the viewing area, Tyler appears, clipboard in hand. Transfer paperwork's ready, he says. Arizona's expecting her in 2 weeks. Mara shoots him a look. She's not cargo. She's a gorilla, he says flatly, not a diplomat. Elise rises, her tone icy. She's more articulate than half the board that made this decision. Tyler doesn't respond, but his jaw tightens as he walks away. That night, Nia refuses to come to the glass, not even for Sierra. The little girl presses her hand to the window anyway. Maybe she's sleeping, she says. But inside, Nia is watching. She lifts her hand, barely visible in the shadows, and signs, Keep child safe. Love her. Later, Mara finds Sierra's drawing of the 3 of them, taped neatly to the inside of Nia's glass. A small banana sticker is stuck beside it, almost like a smile. The next morning, Elise walks into the lab and finds something that makes her stop cold. On the floor, written in smudge chalk beside Nia's food bowl, are 3 signs. Goodbye, friend, gone. The lab is silent except for the soft hum of monitors. Elise rewinds the footage again. Nia sits in the corner, unmoving, hands resting limp. Then slowly she begins to sign. Dream gone. Pause. Heart cold. Mara walks in with 2 coffees. Still watching that clip? Elise nods. She's making poetry, she whispers. She's grieving like a poet. They sit in silence, watching Nia rock back and forth. She won't eat unless Sierra visits, won't sign unless Elise speaks first. Even then, her messages are haunting. No talk now. Alone stay. Quiet hurt. Mara turns to Elise. She thinks we're leaving her. She's not wrong, Elise replies. Outside, Sierra draws on the glass. Rainbows. A gorilla holding hands with a girl. Nia watches from her blanket, eyes heavy. Then, slowly, she rises. She limps to the glass, places her hand over the chalk lines. Sierra signs, I love you. Nia signs back, safe. Then, keep you. Tyler bursts into the room. Why is the kid in here again? She's helping, Mara says. More than anyone else? This isn't daycare. The board's watching. Everything's under review. Don't give them reasons to shut this down faster. Elise steps between them. What are they going to do, Tyler? Accuse the gorilla of caring too much? He exhales sharply but says nothing. Later that evening, Elise reviews an old tape. Nia as a juvenile signing play, banana, happy, in rapid succession. The difference now is unbearable. She finds Mara in the archive room. We have to do something, Elise says. She's declining. We filed appeals, all denied. No, Elise says. I mean something real, public, loud. Mara hesitates. That could make things worse. Not if we control the story. The next morning, Sierra walks in holding a drawing of Nia under a starry sky. She presses it to the glass. We can all stay, she says softly. Together. Nia stares for a moment. Then she signs, together, good. Fear stay. Heart slow. Mara kneels down beside her daughter, tears forming. She's scared. She's also fighting, Elise says, in her own way. That night, cameras catch something remarkable. Nia signs, gone, then pauses. She crawls to the center of the enclosure and begins signing to the empty room. Friend hurt. Bad dream. Help stay. The following morning, Tyler arrives with the crate. Cold metal, reinforced sides. It sits in the center of the lab like a coffin. Nia walks up to it slowly. She looks at it, then looks at Elise, then signs, Why cage? Elise walks toward the glass and signs back, "We try stop." Nia doesn't respond. Instead, she turns away, picks up her blanket, and returns to the far wall. She doesn't eat, doesn't sign again that day. But just before the lights go out, she lifts one hand and signs a single word: wait. The transport team arrives at dawn. Clipboards, sedative kits, a metal crate with cold, sterile latches. Elise watches them unload, her hands clenched. Mara stands beside her, heart pounding. Inside the enclosure, Nia doesn't move. She's been staring at the same corner for hours. The only sound is the gentle brush of Sierra's fingers signing from behind the glass. Still here. Tyler approaches. "We do this clean, quiet, no drama." "You don't get to control how this ends," Elise says, voice low. "Not anymore." Tyler raises an eyebrow. "Don't do something you'll regret." "I already did," she replies. "I left her once." She turns and unlocks the side gate. "Wait, Elise, don't—" Mara starts, but it's too late. Elise steps inside the enclosure. The moment freezes. Nia doesn't charge, doesn't move. She simply lifts her eyes. Elise signs, "You remember?" Nia blinks, then slowly raises her hand. "Old friend." A long silence passes between them. Elise steps forward cautiously. "You're scared," she says aloud, then signs, "Scared?" Nia nods, then signs back, "No more talk." Heart small. Elise's voice trembles. "They want to move you, take away your words, put you in a place where no one speaks your language." Nia looks down, signs, "Why?" Tears well in Elise's eyes. "We didn't protect you." Nia leans forward. Her fingers move slowly. "You stay?" Elise kneels, signs, "Promise." Outside, Mara films everything through the glass. Elise face to face with Nia. No barrier, no fear. She uploads the clip, titles it, "The Gorilla Who Asked Us to Stay." Within hours, it spreads. By sunset, it's everywhere. The internet explodes with support. Hashtags trend globally. Celebrities share it. News anchors choke up reading Nia's words. Donations pour into the lab's forgotten website. Tyler watches the numbers climb, comments in every language calling Project Echo a miracle, a symbol, a voice we silenced too soon. He meets Elise outside the enclosure. "What now?" "We turn her into a teacher," she replies, "not a subject, a voice." The next day, crates are gone. Instead, volunteers arrive with new plexiglass panels, educational posters, touchscreen monitors. Sierra helps tape construction paper signs to the windows. NIA speaks. We listen. Nia resumes eating. She signs again, gently, cautiously. When Sierra returns with a new drawing, this time of a school, Nia points to it, then signs, "Children learn." Mara leans toward Elise. She's not asking for herself anymore. "She never was," Elise replies. As night falls, Nia crawls to the center of the enclosure. She pulls her blanket over her shoulders, then turns to the glass, looks directly into the camera lens filming her, and signs with precision, "I talk. You listen, we stay." The screen fades to black, but the message has just begun. The facility no longer looks like a lab. Colorful banners flutter on the fence. Laughter echoes through the open-air walkway. Children file in with notebooks and eager eyes, pointing toward the enclosure where a gorilla sits peacefully, signing with a volunteer. Nia. Behind the glass, Sierra watches her with pride, now wearing a bright green Echo Ambassador badge. She signs, "Ready?" Nia nods, then signs to the crowd, "Hello, learn now." The Project Echo Sanctuary isn't a study anymore. It's a movement, a place where people come not to observe, but to understand. Elise, standing by a touchscreen kiosk, gestures to a group of visitors. She knows over 1,200 signs, but what matters isn't how many, it's how she uses them. She taps a video. Nia signing "Friend" to Sierra, "Hurt" to Elise, "Hope" to a group of schoolchildren. One little girl raises her hand. Does she know how to say goodbye? Elise smiles gently. She did once, but now she says, stay. Inside, Nia is playing a game with a touchscreen. When she matches symbols correctly, a voice module signs the word aloud. She pauses at one screen, then signs child, love. Mara walks into the office where a wall is now covered with letters, hundreds of them, from supporters around the world. We got another shipment of books for the kids, she says. Elise looks up from her desk. Any more from the team in Japan? Yep, and Brazil. They're trying to replicate Echo's methods. It's spreading. Outside, Nia rests beneath the mural Sierra painted, her own image surrounded by bright hand signs. A little boy presses his palm to the glass. Nia lifts hers in return. The moment is silent, intimate. Then the boy signs slowly. Thank you. Nia signs back. Welcome. At day's end, as visitors leave, Elise sits by the enclosure alone. The sun bleeds into the trees. Nia walks up to the glass. They sign together without prompting. Old friend. Still here? Still talking. Elise laughs softly. You always were the better speaker. In a nearby classroom, Sierra tells a group of kids, Nia taught us that language doesn't belong to humans. It belongs to anyone with something to say. Footage from Nia's earlier years plays across a projector. Her first sign? Her playful days with baby Sierra, her moment of silence beside the transport crate. And finally, her viral message. I talk, you listen, we stay. The room is silent. Then, from outside, Nia's fingers rise once more. Together. What if the most important voice in the room didn't sound like ours? Nia reminded us that language isn't just spoken, it's felt, it's signed, it's shared. And when we truly listen, even across species, we discover that connection is deeper than words. If this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. And tell someone today, every voice matters. Because when we choose to listen, we change what it means to be human.